Well, it's just a pleasure to come back to visit with you again. This is our third week to be on our e-newsletter, and I want to talk to you about something today that's been a great blessing in my life. It was in 1973 that the Lord put me into the teachings on the blessing. But it was a few years later that I began to think. I only thought, first of all, about blessing our children. But then the thought came to me, why don't I begin to bless my wife? And the Lord took me to 1 Peter 3:7. Listen to what he says. You husbands, likewise, live with your wives in an understanding way, as with a weaker vessel, since she is a woman, and grant her honor as a fellow heir of the grace of life, so that your prayers may not be hindered. So I took the materials that I had authored and printed in the book, Imparting the Blessing, and I began to apply those to my relationship to my wife. And I talked to my wife about it. I said, why don't you and I begin to lay hands on each other and bless each other every day? Well, she liked that idea. Anything that would bond us together closer emotionally would be a great blessing to her. Now, we knew that this was built upon what the Lord had promised in Numbers chapter 6, when he gave the high priestly blessing, beginning in verse 22, and then in verse 27, after he gave the blessing, he said, so they shall invoke my name on the sons of Israel, and I then will bless them. That word invoke means to put, or to impart, or to place upon. And God has said that we could take the covenant power and authority of his name through the blessing that we give in the high priestly blessing, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and place that name upon the person receiving the blessing. So I decided then that I wanted to do that with my wife. You see, in 1970, my wife was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4. In the spring of 1971, the Lord supernaturally healed her. She's never had any treatments, any medical treatments, but she has had medical tests. And after the Lord visited her and poured his Spirit and his love into her, she went back for a test, and she's been tested periodically ever since, and they've never found that cancer anymore. That was a long time ago, 1971, when the Lord supernaturally healed her. But I began to lay hands on her and bless her every day, just as I was blessing my children. And as a part of the blessing, not only did I give her the high priestly blessing in Numbers chapter 6, verses 23 through 26, but I also said, may the Lord quicken and bless every cell and nerve in your body. May the same Holy Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead do the same thing in you and quicken you and give you life and health in your cells, in your nerves, in the organs of your body, in every part of your being, in the marrow of your bones. May the Lord bless you and release health and life over you. And she began to lay hands on me and bless me every day. Now I noticed that as my wife laid hands on me every day and spoke life and health over me, that something good was happening in our relationship as I blessed her and as she blessed me. There was a bonding that took place between us. And I encourage you to get the materials, order the materials, Imparting the Blessing. There's a 4 CD series, and then there's the book that goes with it. And you can take those and you study them carefully. The same principles that we apply to blessing our children, we can use to bless each other. And so we look forward to it. We've been doing that now for years. And even if I'm away from home and I'm not with her, I call her on the telephone and I bless her. We still bless our sons, even though they're grown sons. We bless them. We speak blessing over them. Speak blessing over our daughter-in-law. We speak blessing over our grandchildren. We speak blessing over the church. And I encourage you today to make a decision to do that. Now, if you're living by yourself, you can do one or two things. If you have a Christian friend that you can call up and you bless each other over the phone, do that. But if not, stand in front of your mirror in the morning when you get up, put your hand on your head and speak blessing over you. Call yourself by name and speak a series of blessings over your life. you'll be glad you did. And marriages will be encouraged and strengthened and made strong because people have chosen to bless each other and speak life over each other. That's one thing to pray for each other. That's a part of God's plan. The Bible teaches us to pray. But the blessing is not a prayer. The blessing is an impartation. May the Lord bless you. Also, you can say, I bless you. And your blessing is good too. But the command in Numbers chapter 6 is this. Listen to it. The Lord said to Moses, speak to Aaron and to his sons, saying, thus you shall, that's an imperative, it's a command, you shall bless the sons of Israel. You shall say to them, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord cause his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift the light of his countenance on you and give you his peace. So he says, you shall invoke my name on the sons of Israel, and I then will bless them. So if you haven't been doing this, husbands and wives, talk to each other, make an agreement together to choose a time when you can have quietness and alone, get on your knees in front of each other, lay hands on each other, and speak the blessing and the favor of God upon you. And write us a note and tell us the good things that are going to happen because you do it. And may God bless you this day.